I see you changed your living room.
I'm actually, I want to change it. I'm gonna try to change it right now. Hey, Kim,
Hey, hi all.
Hello.
ignore me for a second while I change my background.
Okay, we will.
Talk among yourselves.
Well, how is everybody?
Good, good.
Good.
Did you go to any more fairs, Neela?
No, not this week. I have not,
Uh-huh.
but
Okay.
I would love to.
Well, I would imagine they might be winding down. I mean, usually do they wind down by the fall or are they still going?
Yeah, they start winding up during the month of September, October.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah. The kids are back in school
Right.
and it's
Right.
getting
Cold.
crowded. Yeah,
It's
with
dark.
things to do.
That makes sense.
Next year. There's always next year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, you've had a very productive year this year.
I've enjoyed
From
it.
what we've seen, I mean, you've been busy.
Yeah, oh yeah. When I
Yeah.
decide to go, I go every weekend.
I think that's so amazing.
Oh, my husband hates it.
Well, it takes a lot of energy, I mean, and dedication.
Yeah.
So I think you're amazing. Good for you.
Thank
Good for
you.
you to have that focus and that energy and that dedication. And I hope you do the book.
I've been really thinking about it and how I want to do it. And yeah, I can go really cheap and do it like at Kinko's or something.
Oh.
I'd love to do something like that.
Ah.
Do it really elegant.
No,
Oh,
Ken says
no.
no.
Yeah,
No.
you get it.
I agree.
I'm trying to think what the alternatives are. I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
Butterfly. Venus music.
But yeah, that is an alternative. I agree.
I mean, one of us should learn how to use the Shutterfly
Oh,
book.
Shutterfly. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what you said. I thought you said butterfly.
Shutterfly, yeah.
Shutterfly. Okay.
There's
All
also
right.
the Amazon book, but one of us should learn how to do it.
Okay.
Let's see.
That would be a good workshop.
Well, I have a quick announcement before we get ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have a book coming out soon that I had nothing to do with. I mean,
Wow.
thank you, Bob. It's now, you can get it on Amazon. This is just a printer's, a preview copy for the authors. And I will find out for subsequent get-togethers how my partner had it done. It was not done in the Shutterfly fashion. It was done with a real publisher, but she didn't spend a fortune. I mean, she spent money, but she didn't spend a fortune.
Right.
So
Also, you could sell something like that on Amazon, Neela.
right,
Mhm.
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Whereas if you did it at Kinko's, it would just be a schlocky thing you
Yeah,
put together. You
definitely.
might want to do a first draft, if you like, at Kinko's to see how, which things should go first, second, third, fourth, fifth. But then when you're ready, maybe do what Ken's talking about.
Well, I thought I would print up my own to begin with as a first, as
Yeah.
a pass.
Yeah,
Are
just
you
to
gonna
see
be
if
able-
they're in the right order.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to remember all the locations? This was in Sayreville, this was in, because you'll probably want to have that in your book,
Mm.
identifying which picture goes with which fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought I'd do that at the end.
yeah,
Yeah. That's a time-consuming, tedious task, but
yeah, yeah,
necessary.
Thankless. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, let us begin. We're not going to have Susan. She's running the workshop tomorrow morning forever. Yay for her.
Okay.
We're not going to have Mike and Sarah, and we're not going to have Janice, who's at a residential board meeting.
Oh,
So, okay, who has stuff to show? Is that it? Okay. Everybody,
Everybody.
great. All right, who has, let's see, Doris. And we had trouble with your computer last time. Let's start with you, Doris. First, let me say that sometimes I have been confused because your email sometimes says Dolores. Is my memory right? And you're muted. You're muted.
There, you hear me now?
Yeah.
It says Dolores.
Is that my memory correct or all right.
Shouldn't, shouldn't say that.
All right. And then it's just my bad memory. All right, Doris, let's see how you've been doing.
Come on, get-
You look like an ectoplasm, Bob. You disappear, you appear.
Yes,
Yes, you're an ectoplasm. It's like
He-
Ghostbusters.
He's a transcendental man.
I am. I'm
And now you just
transcendent
disappeared for a
physicality.
minute.
Pardon?
That's a great trick.
I changed my background incidentally. I made it much darker.
I like it.
All right, this is not done.
Right.
Oh, nice. Nice opening, Doris.
I'm glad Janice is not here. She'd cry.
Oh, God.
This is
Very
actually.
nice.
The cat lovers of the world, right?
Yes.
Of which there are millions.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, my daughter included.
Very nicely composed.
Yeah.
Love the eyes.
Yes. They're
Thank
so expressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week we'll probably have.
The colors, the just the composition. It's really dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much, very much.
Mm-hmm.
The way the cat is kind of leaning in towards us with the paw hanging over. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of life in it. I mean, you
Yeah.
can just really feel the personality.
The intricate basket work.
Yes. Yes.
Is very nice.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
She's got a lot of personality, yeah. This is my
The
cat.
cat seems to, the emotion seems to be like, oh, it's you again.
I like that.
Yeah, I assume this is acrylic,
See,
Doris?
it's KC,
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
Cassine. Okay.
it's KC, yeah. All right, let me see what else.
Very nice.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Tracy. You just popped up.
Have you done? Okay, Doris has more.
Yeah.
Oh, that is lovely.
Oh, that's,
That is very nice, Doris.
This is your wild ground covering.
But now when I look at your work, I'm always expecting to find hidden faces.
Yeah, well, I wasn't looking for any and I don't see any, so.
I don't see any.
There isn't, but there isn't. This is just the rendering. It's that wild ground covering that has those little tiny purple flowers.
Very nice piece.
A lot
It is a
of,
very nice piece, yeah, I like it.
Beautifully balanced, yes.
Yeah, the balance.
If I was, it'd be good to do that step and repeat because that could fill a whole area. That's a very
Yes.
comforting, but
Yeah,
step and repeat is hard.
It would be neat to, I've always wanted to have something printed. It has fabric.
Ah,
There's a site that you could get fabric printed. This would be pretty.
yeah.
Kind of
Yes.
leaning towards William Morris.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
These are like mini pieces here. They're small pieces of artwork. Now these
Well, we have a show called Small Works coming up,
Mhm.
Doris.
are basically sketches. These other pieces, let's see. Oh, where did I go here?
We're not getting good sound from you, Doris. I don't know.
Going back.
Okay, we don't know. But just continue.
Is Doris frozen?
No?
She looks at that.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
there we
like-
go.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
all
lovely
right.
too.
very nice.
Yes, that's very unusual with the wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cascade of flowers and what looks like a hill.
It's a fence.
Yeah.
No, it's a fence, but behind the fence, it looks like a hill,
Yeah.
the landscape.
Yes.
I like it. That's very, very,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does anyone else think it looks like a beach?
Oh, you think it looks like a beach?
Yeah, I see water coming onto dark sand.
I see New Milford. I see the hills.
Oh,
Interesting.
But I think it's an interesting composition because, you have the interesting way the flowers go across the picture, and then you have that fencing and the thing in the background. I think I think it would be like one of those small works, and the small works exhibit would
Yeah.
go well.
Very nice.
This is a doodle, a sketch, if I can get it back. I mean, I hope it came out all right.
That looks more like watercolor than.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is. It's watercolor pencil.
Okay.
Where did this just take me? Wait a minute.
Oh, that was a watercolor. Huh.
Photos. There we go. No. I don't know. Oh, why did you just do that on me? Go back. Huh. It doesn't want to put this one up. So
Hmm.
it won't put it up. So I guess I can't show that. All right.
All right. They were good ones you showed.
Yeah, they were Doris.
Very nice. Yes.
Next week I'll probably have the kitty cat done.
I'm gonna bear away the memory of that one that you were talking about turning into a fabric, the green.
Hmm,
That lives in my head.
that's terrific.
That is very.
That made a
strong
connection. That is very rare.
for me at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thank you, Doris. Let's see Ron. We haven't seen Ron for a while.
Ron, you're hiding. I can't see you.
Yeah, Bob, I'm have to pass. I'm in the middle of moving my mother and it's all consuming. It's a very, very, although Susan had a friend who was a photographer and she said, you should do a picture because she has to give up her furniture and moving to a smaller place and it's very traumatic. And this person suggested that as an assignment for me that I should take pictures of my mother with some of the stuff that she can't take with her so that she can kind of, and I think, I don't know if I'll have time to do it, but that's an interesting thought. Because some of these things are things that, have been with her all her life and it's got to be tough. So anyway, I'm going to take a pass. I just have been very distracted and haven't been able to do much of what I'd love to do.
I love your background of Guernica or something like that. Is it?
Correction.
Like bodies and stuff.
It was a mixture of, it included some of that, what we style transfer and
Really?
and then, black and white and so forth. I did that a long
Really?
time ago, but it seemed like a decent background, better than this ugly wall behind me that Susan.
Yeah, no, it's very beautiful. It's like almost like a Picasso in some respects that I can see. The parts of it I can see.
All right, well, good luck with helping your mother.
Yes. How old is she?
She's going to be 96
Ooh,
Saturday.
God bless her. And she's
Happy
just moving out. Oh my gosh. God bless your mother.
Yes, definitely. Wow.
I hope the transition goes very smoothly from now on.
Yes.
She calls us monsters. She's, it's just, you don't want to know. It's not easy.
Well, it must be traumatic, I guess, when you're 96 and you've had these things around you.
Yeah,
But
I
the
sympathize
moral
with her.
story, guys, is don't get too attached to
Well,
physical-
one other thing, Ron, yes, it's the idea of doing this for your mother, but here's another thought, do it for yourself.
Well, there's something to it. We sort of thought, well, should we just postpone this? And my brother and I have both said, this is something it's going to have to happen sooner or later, and it's never going to be pleasant. And we've already invested so much into it that we don't, we're just exhausted. We can't do this again,
Yeah.
And I've given her, she said, well, I don't have any choices. And you do, you can fire us and you can work with the place where you are now, and they'll make all the decisions for you. They'll see the same thing we do, and they'll be making decisions for you, and they'll be strangers,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kind of neat.
Well, it must be hard when you're 96. That's all I
It's
can
got,
say.
oh my gosh. And she's such a lovely, she's being absolutely difficult right now, but she's a really, there's something about her. She's very charming. And that's the thing, she's like, oh, I'm gonna have to make new friends. She'll have no trouble because she's,
Right.
even when she's not with it, there's still something about her that people like. So she'll be
Right.
okay. But anyway,
Well, yeah.
thanks for it. I don't want to take
Oh,
up
God
too much
bless
time.
anyway.
No.
One reason for coming is I want to be distracted. See good
Okay.
stuff.
We'll try and distract you, Ron. We'll try and distract you.
Right. That's what, we'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I do have to leave at 8:30 though, but so if I pop out, then that's why.
Okay.
All right.
Can I ask you?
Pardon?
I have to go in a few minutes.
Okay, Tracy.
If I show you Boudica really quick, thanks. Okay.
The British warrior goddess. Is this going to be
Bodicea.
Just a
Bodicea?
side view of Boudica.
Oh, but not Bodicea.
Well, there are several pronunciations of that name,
Oh,
according to whoever wrote about her in the past several centuries.
I like what you did, Tracy. I mean, I'm getting a side. Is that the view? Is it a side view? Is that the painting?
Yes, it's just the side view.
The side view of the painting. I like it.
And I'm still working on it. I still will be. Thank you, Kim. But I just like when paintings can appeal from several angles. And so I chose to photograph this from the side, and I like her from the side as well as from the front. So that's a good thing. I don't have to redo the whole thing a month.
You don't usually see nudes with sunglasses in public. Public setting. I'm sure it isn't. It's in your mind, but nevertheless, to me, that's what makes it unusual. Is you see nudes in a room lying on the sofa or whatever. In paintings, you very rarely see a nude on the beach staring with sunglasses. At least I don't, anyway.
It's the
Well,
classiest.
Kim, you've got to look at some, oh God, I just slipped his name.
Pornography?
Never mind. I'm going to find I have his book.
Porno movies?
Jock Sturgis, if you've known a photographer.
Oh,
And Tracy, there's room for more.
Let me see if I can find that.
Is this from a photograph? From a
landscape,
photograph? Is
because
this
the
meant to be?
landscape.
Well, it's the the fellow who it for?
Same guy?
Yeah, it's the same guy. One painting turned into three.
Oh, wow.
He- oh, his fiance said that told him that she would like to have a nude to match the nude she had done of herself 30 years ago by Otto Rothenberg, who was an area artist and was a rather good one. But he handed me this, and it was originally the photo to painting service production that he found on the internet. And he sent this awful vulgar, well, it wasn't vulgar when it was 3x5 as a photo, but this size, 36x24, was just gross. They did a silk screen of this photograph, and it was just tacky and tasteless. And he said, well, can you put a nice background on it and make it a tasteful nude, do it really big to pair with the other painting? And I said, no. No, because I didn't say no, it's disgusting and tacky. I just said, well, you're going to have her wake up to it every morning in your bedroom. Why don't we do a tasteful nude? And I sort of talked him into letting me do Fangirl, a different pose, a different design, an actual piece of art. But then I had this horrible silk screen left. I couldn't waste the canvas. And I had this vision of this tacky sex kitten pose as a more aggressive feminist icon. And I thought, I wonder if I can make her Boudica and put it on the beach. And I did a smaller mock-up of just the figure and asked him if I could do this with the ugly silk screen. And he said, oh, I'd love that. So hence on the beach here.
Wow.
And that's in East Anglia Beach, so she's geographically accurate.
Oh, is this a specific beach? Or this is just,
This is a beach in Norfolk and in the kind of middle of England on the eastern side.
Wow.
This is the Iceni tribe, which she was the queen of, where they hung out, where they lived. So I knew we had to put her on a beach that was regionally correct.
that's terrific.
And I found the book. This is something, Tracy, you may be interested in, anybody else, and Kim, when you had mentioned about this is a photographer named Jock Sturgis. This is a book of his that some of you may be very fascinated by, but
I'll write that down, excuse me.
Yes.
John Sturgis.
Sturgis. Totally looked into him. That might help me finish this. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
I will finish sharing if I can do it. Yep, I can do it. All right. I've got about 5 more minutes, so everyone show me your stuff.
Bob?
What we did.
I'm muted.
oh, did anybody hear what I was saying? I thought I was muted, but anyway, Jock Sturgis.
Yes, John Sturgis.
There.
Sturgis, it looks, I mean, that image looks just absolutely stunning. That's
Oh,
amazing.
his work is remarkable.
Yeah, really. Really it is.
Anyway, sorry about that. I was.
Great. No, thank you. Well, it's a good thing to see. I'm going to look into him.
You'll enjoy it. It's fascinating.
Might give you some additional thoughts.
And I looked up Boudica on the internet, and of course, she's a famous character.
Okay.
So there's a lot of interpretations of Boudica. Anyway, if that's helpful.
They're very helpful because I never really heard about them.
And now I know why you pronounce it the way you do. All
Yeah,
right. Ted, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I just have 3 pieces, and I don't know if you've seen them before, but they're now ready for printing. So I just thought I would share those.
Oh, fabulous.
That's very spectacular.
that's neat, Ted.
That's very spectacular.
Yeah, I very rarely do landscape pieces. Here's the oil paint texture that I applied to it. So it's kind of nice. These edges kind of look painterly. So
Mhm.
and
That really works in the horizontal. The
Yeah,
landscape.
I prefer the horizontal to the vertical somehow.
Yes, it's better because it looks animated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had a much wall, like this wall here.
then there's this one.
Oh, that's great too.
Very nice how the blue goes through that.
Oh, yeah.
Show you the texture again. It's get closer to it. You get to see the different edges. These pieces will
Who do you
not be.
want to send it to?
This will be not as big as the one in the Plastic Club show, but about 20, the image itself is about 22 and a half, what is it? 22 and 5/8 high and 14 something wide.
Well, is that in feet or inches?
And the same thing with this one here.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
What's going on?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
I found
It's
this on
like
the
the
web.
BBC or something.
my Siri or something.
Oh, that's your Siri with an English accent.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Set it up that way.
ah.
And so this is your third piece.
Here's a third piece that I want to print. I may have printed earlier versions of this. I don't know, but right now
Ooh, it's amazing how you can make it bigger and smaller.
it's Photoshop.
Yeah.
The miracle of Adobe.
And that's it. That's all.
Can we?
Very nice, Ted.
Oh, you're always great.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
They really are great.
Can
Bob?
we take a moment to ask you about the titles?
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna say, I don't have any titles.
Yeah, I have a real problem.
Okay, well, I gotta go. I'm sorry for those I haven't seen, but I gotta drive fast too. Okay.
Bye-bye, Tracy.
Bye.
See you next
Fast
time.
and Furious.
Bye-bye.
All right, I bring up the titles because I think Ted has these descriptive titles that are like color abbreviations, but I don't think people understand them. And anyway,
Well, this is at the end of about 3 years of experimentation, and I've got probably 150 of these now.
Wow.
So for me to go back and start titling pieces, like, I can't do it. So
Right.
Well, that's gonna be a challenge.
forward.
150?
try to come up with a title.
Hey,
Yeah.
Emily Dickinson never titled her poem, so you can not title your.
Well, he still has to separate them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 150.
I just put in the initials of the colors, red, violet, blue, green, and just the initials. I mean, that's for me. These are not titles that I want to, like, I'm going to stick to, but I do have a problem with titles. I've always had, so.
Well, Ted, you could always call it abstract number 1, abstract number 2, abstract number 3.
That's true.
And that would be unique, I think.
Mhm.
The first one you showed, the horizontal, that's like an embrace, an expanse. It's
Mhm.
like someone with their arms out, just as a suggestion.
Yeah, I'll check with Janice. She comes up with all these funny titles like summer.
Yeah, Mike does too.
What did you call it? A caress? May call it a summer caress.
Embrace.
Ah, it's all in the title, Ted. It's true. You called it a caress, it would sell like crazy.
Probably.
All right. Thank you, Ted, and we will nag you on titles again. Let's see. Kim, do you want to go?
Sure. Thank you, Bob. Okay, change glasses, please. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Okay, I don't have like a whole bunch this week because truthfully, I got stung by a hornet and it got infected.
Yikes.
So I spent the day at the doctor. Anyway, so what is this? This is, remember that place in New York State that I showed you last week, the Cloudcroft Gallery and on the 100-acre whatever farm?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
This is just, Mike, the gallery owner, said we could just wander about and take photos. So this is one of the shots that I took through these tree trunks, and it's a little shed that was just sticking out all by itself. I have no idea what it was for.
Can you make this image bigger, Kim?
I can, yes. No, actually I can't. Actually, it's at 100. Hang on. I can make it 200.
Yeah.
Try that. Oh, yeah, much better.
You like it?
Mm.
Better?
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Really? Okay.
we can see more of the detail.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I was just wondering, do you think I should collage in some flowers at the bottom, or do you think it's okay the way it is? Just to add more color, because it's very brown and green and that kind of thing.
I like the connection of the vertical trees going from top to bottom uninterrupted. I like that kind of feel.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do too. I can't remember who did it, but a lot of artists do that, and I really
Yeah.
do like that.
Well, the top of the piece is very busy and the bottom is very calm.
Hmm.
If you want to keep that, that's fine, but
But you don't think I should put flowers in or anything like that?
I don't think it needs it personally.
Okay, just asking.
you have to try it.
Okay,
Look at that tree on the far left.
far left, I know this one. Amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
And
I'm
the-
beginning to find trees actually very beautiful. Some trees almost have legs. They look like ballet dancers. I took some trees, around about the Parkway this winter that look like ballerinas. Really, they do.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you,
Their
are-
legs.
Kim, are you in Pennsylvania?
I'm in Northeast Pennsylvania in the Endless Mountains right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is no. This is in New York State.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, this is in Tioga County,
Okay.
New York State.
Is that a dog house in the middle? Got my imagination.
No, I don't know what the heck it is. I actually walked up to it. It's some kind of little outhouse, of which there are many, as you will be seeing
Yeah.
tonight.
Hmm.
Not many, but I mean, there's all kinds of different little outhouses. And the schoolhouse that I showed you last week is actually in front of this. So with the church and everything that I showed last week. So this is at the back of it.
What does the sign on that tree a little bit to the right say?
Wouldn't it be nice if I had taken a look, but I didn't. I was too entranced with the schoolhouse and the
Right.
general feel. It was a beautiful day and we
I
were
think
very happy.
I think it says do not photograph.
No, Mike specifically said you can photograph as much as you want. Okie dokie. So
Very
let's Okay, so let me do the next one, please. I don't know what happened there, but whatever it is, it's
Oh,
horrible.
you're at 800, go back to 100%.
Yeah, I'm going back to 100. That, the other one was 200. Okay, let's do the next one then. I call this broccoli,
Ah,
and it is indeed broccoli.
Oh,
Broccoli in blue, or blue broccoli.
Very nice, beautiful.
Like a
Love the
fractal.
shapes. They're so sculptural.
Well, that's the broccoli, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
just, you don't
Absolutely.
often see broccoli quite in those terms, right?
Right.
It's so green, but I made it purple. And
Nice color.
blue, sorry, I'm sorry, I made it blue. I don't mean purple.
that blue in the background looks like fractals.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not. That's, I didn't do anything to it. That's actually what broccoli looks like.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is.
That's
Nature
broccoli.
can never beat it.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, look at the pointy things. Look at how pointy. Yeah, you
Mm.
don't see broccoli as pointy, do you? With little hillocks, but apparently that's what it looks like if you
Hmm.
looked at it closely enough. Although when I go to the supermarket, I don't see pointy broccoli, but
I think this is a special variety of broccoli.
yes, you know, you're right. It was at Rittenhouse Square. It was in the farmer's market. It
Ah,
is a special variety.
Hmm.
That's correct, Ron. I forgot. This was taken in Rittenhouse Square.
Yeah.
With the new varieties of things. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's not in the supermarket. Yeah, special variety of broccoli. It wasn't blue though.
Nice color.
Okay, so
Very
the
nice.
next, you remember a few weeks ago I showed you that house on Main Street with all the flowers just spilling over?
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I took some close-ups and I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted a crazy thing. I just could not do it, and I'll try and try and try, but I don't have it. So I just made one in black and white, and frankly, it's wallpaper. So let's take a look at wallpaper.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. I mean, don't use wallpaper to put it down.
Well,
Wallpaper
would
is
you-
an effect.
huh, well, it just reminds me of wallpaper that I used to see in England.
Ah,
I mean,
I-
not really, but that's what it reminds me of.
I think the use of gray tone for flowers is unique and fabulous because I see, this sounds contradictory, but I see color in this, even though there is no color.
Mm.
The way you use the dark tones and the light tones, the medium tones, they communicate that range of color in the rainbow, yet it's monochrome. I like that very much. That could be an amazing series right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's really, it reminds me, it has like a fantasy.
Yes.
aspect.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking of what was the one where I remember seeing a Disney version of it where there's a guy who he's carrying buckets of water and then they split and there's more buckets of water and more buckets. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
the Magician's Apprentice, is that it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Visions of
Ah, well
Planets,
done,
yeah.
well done.
You know, when you see the way the flowers are going, it just sort of, there's this element of fantasy in it. It's great.
Yeah, I didn't rearrange the flowers. I just took pictures of the flowers.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is almost like a less is more, because what I really feel like I wanted to do was do like a Kandinsky or something, something really, or Liechtenstein or something really wild. And I haven't been able to do that. So instead, I did it less is more.
You did let me see if I can pronounce your last name.
Scheinbaum?
Scheinbaum. You did a Scheinbaum.
Well, thank you, I guess. Okay, so I'm
And
almost,
it has a dimensional, a depth feeling too, I guess.
yes,
with
it
the dark-
does. It does,
dark-
because
dark
it's sort of
flowers
going
and
in there,
and-
isn't it? Yeah, it's sort of going in.
I
Yeah, it
agree.
does, yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
like it very much. Very
Me
much.
too.
the composition is very sophisticated.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
I like looking at it. Let's put it that way. It's pleasant to look at. It's beautiful.
Seems a little backlit, it's,
yes, yes.
has that kind of ethereal quality, and yet it's strong, and it's really a nice piece.
Well, it looks like I did. It looks like I went in the right direction. I was actually going to go in the completely opposite direction. And I just felt that that garden was so crazy and so wild that I wanted to do something bizarre. I couldn't get it. So maybe I'll try and try. But this is what I actually did.
I don't mean to go on and on, but I like too that one flower up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
It was
You
a
know, that just sort of
cornflower. Yeah, it
adds
was a
some
blue
balance.
cornflower. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
blue
it adds balance to
cornflower.
the rest of the,
Yeah.
it just sort of anchors it or something. It's nice.
Okay.
And those cross diagonals that give it a lot of activity, a lot of visual activity. Yeah, diagonals going left, down, and going the other direction as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
we-
And I was going to say, and I would bet if you had presented this in color, we wouldn't have had this much dialogue about it.
Oh, believe me, I know that for sure because I have several versions of it in color, right?
Right.
And it just didn't work for me. It just didn't
Right.
work. It didn't
Right.
express what I wanted to express. So
Right.
I therefore went in the other direction,
Yep.
took the
Wonderful.
color out.
Wonderful.
It,
Thank you.
it helps my appreciation of this to know the backstory of the lawn in the small town that is a scandal to all her neighbors, and it's crazy with wildflowers.
It's crazy. It's
And
crazy,
the
right?
lady is angry. And this is the crazy garden.
This
it's
is a
a-
crazy garden. Isn't that weird?
It's
I
a
bet if
story.
I knocked on Eleanor's door and showed her this, and she might say, I really like it, or I don't like it, or whatever. I would say, let's say she said I liked it. I would say, well, it came from your neighbor's garden. You know, the one you really despise and hate me for ever photographing it. But
Very, very, very nice.
So Sorcerer's Apprentice,
Oh, right.
Right, right.
Sorcerer's Apprentice, that's it. And that
Really?
would be an apt title for this if you were seeking one.
Mhm.
Sorcerer's
Oh, that's a good
Apprentice.
title.
Okay, I'll have to
Sorcerer's
write that
Apprentice.
down.
Yeah.
Okay, Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay, maybe I'll put it in one of the shows.
And you can, and you can look at, you should, I wonder what it would say if you Googled that. Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'll do it while we're
Okay.
moving on.
And
Maybe this could have been for the less is more. By the way, Bob, I don't mean to take up space and time, but whatever happened to the Creating Space exhibit? I had told my friend Bree about it and we looked for it on the computer. We couldn't see any. And I know I put something on the
today.
Creating Space.
it's up tonight. But
Oh.
only a partial.
Oh.
Janice, my thing and Janice's and Ted's is not in it. So
No,
it's-
I did it online. I thought, anyway, we couldn't find it. So she's looking for something for small works.
Yeah.
Should I put this in the small works? Because otherwise I'll put in something else. Is this a small work?
Well, what's the size of it?
Yeah, that works.
I don't have, I haven't sized it truthfully. I haven't, I should. I will do it after we quit tonight. I'll resize it and resend it to myself.
Well, right now it's in centimeters, I think, right?
Yes, I guess it is. Yes.
And I wonder what it would do to it if you added sharpening to it. I mean, it's already very sharp, but
Mhm.
there's various tricks to,
Yes, yes.
it doesn't need it. It looks, it's sharp enough now, but further sharpening might help it. Just a
Okay,
thought.
I'll try that tomorrow, Bob. Let's
So-
see what I can do. I never thought of doing that.
Hey, so at the risk of, again, taking too much time, but The Sorcerer's Apprentice is a poem by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe,
Oh,
written in 1797. It's a
wow.
ballad in 14 stanzas. The poem begins as an old sorcerer departs his workshop, leaving his apprentice with chores to perform. Tired of fetching water by pail, the apprentice enchants a broom to do the work for him, using magic for which he is not fully trained. The floor is soon awash with water, and the apprentice realizes he cannot stop the broom because he doesn't know the magic required to do that.
Oh,
Wow.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah, thank you,
So
Ron.
the apprentice splits the broom in two with an axe, but each of the pieces then becomes a whole broom and takes up a pail and continues fetching water, now at twice the speed.
Wow.
pretty soon the room floods and blah, blah, blah. And then when all seems lost, the old sorcerer returns and quickly breaks the spell.
That's
And then
very nice. I think Bob would
poem-
like something like that.
The poem concludes with the old sorcerer's statement that only a master should invoke powerful spirits.
Ah,
Only a master. should
Now,
invoke
Kim,
powerful
you're a master and you invoke powerful spirits here.
spirits.
well, I
that?
can honestly tell you, I was not expecting this level of input because for me, I couldn't do what I really wanted with those crazy flowers, which was to create something totally highly colored, very crazy. I couldn't get it. And so I went the other way. So I introduced it as wallpaper because it wasn't what I really wanted to do. But anyway, so I hope this is not a case of from the sublime to the ridiculous, but we now go to something like the shed at Cloudcraft. And I couldn't get exactly what I wanted. So I'm just showing you one of those Bob will absolutely loathe. I know it, Bob. I'm sorry I didn't have time to patch in a new sky, but it's you know, as I said, I walked around the property and I took various photos. So we're going now from the sublime to the ridiculous. So let's just get it over with. I'll just show you two versions of it. So that's one version. This is another version. Whatever it is, Bob, I know the sky is very offensive and I will eventually, it's not hard to patch it out. But I was just you know, anytime I see orange, anytime I see strong colors, I'm just very, very attracted to it.
Could you show
And-
the first one again, Kim?
The first one again?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
it's a dreamy quality.
right.
And then this
It's
one
in the
has,
form.
And Kim, were these both filters
Oh,
in the
absolutely.
program? Okay.
absolutely,
What-
no,
one-
in neural style, neural
Right.
style.
Okay.
This one is called Nature in neural style. And this one is Fauvist, the other one.
The problem I have with this one is so washed out on the right-hand side. It's,
Oh, this one here, yeah, yeah.
the other one
Let me
works
see.
fine.
I see what you're saying, I get it, okay. Point taken. And the sky won't offend Bob.
Right.
And I have a question for you. My predilection towards realism. What does this thing look like as a pure photograph? Maybe enhanced slightly
Yeah.
with saturation and maybe a little clarity.
I'll have to go back and look at it, Ken.
Because it looks like a pretty interesting point of view, a pretty interesting artifact in the world that may not need such strong filtration.
I see. Yeah,
I
that's a
just,
thought.
yeah, I mean,
I'll go back and find the shot. It's not hard to find.
of course.
And see if I can just work on it just as a photo.
I mean, and let me say, I have nothing against these filters. I just think if you found yourself this kind of intriguing, beautiful little spot in the world, it unto itself may work. Maybe it needs a little enhancement of one kind or
Yeah.
another,
Yeah,
because while we're all dealing with digital cameras, a digital camera has its own interpretation of the world. That may not be what you as the artist wanted. It's just a capture device. So,
Yes.
so I feel that, you know, working with filters in Photoshop or whatever program you're using is completely acceptable. But when it's overdone, it may, you know, destroy what already was a unique thing.
okay, you know, I point well taken. I will go look, find the picture tomorrow and see if I can just show it as a photograph. Let's see.
I'd
know,
like to.
you-
I'd like to see it, definitely.
Yeah, I'll try and do that. And I'll also sharpen the other one.
Because
as Bob suggested.
I like the composition of this point of view you photographed the building in. So that's my perspective.
Mm. Well, the Cloudcraft place has so many interesting little nooks and crannies and buildings and outbuildings and God knows what, you know, it was just a beautiful day, very magical. And I got some good shots too, I think.
Terrific. Great.
Okay,
Great.
listen, I've taken up enough time, so Bob, you can remove me, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Your
Great
first
lights.
three pieces especially were strong.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's see. Ken, do you want to go?
Sure. I have two pieces.
Ooh,
We were talking about,
Ooh,
uh,
nice.
thank you, Ron, your 96-year-old mother, I believe. My
Yeah.
wife's 98-year-old mother
God bless.
and her husband, my father-in-law, lived down in Sarasota, Florida, and we visited them very often over the years. He's passed away. She's still alive, and everything you said about your mom reminds me of my mother-in-law, Betty, who's a vivacious, very thought-provoking and together human at that age. But whenever I would go down there, I'd go wandering off into various Florida environments. And this was one of them that really intrigued me.
It's very intriguing shot. Did you take it early in the morning when it
Yes.
was like foggy?
Yep,
and misty? It's
I would
beautiful.
get, thank you. I would get up whenever I shot down there. One, I did a lot of kayaking down there. There's a beautiful river called the Myakka off near Sarasota. But I would get up before dawn and get to locations. And in this case, obviously, the fog was intense, but just a beautiful place to find yourself.
Did
And
you,
then
did you
go ahead.
do any manipulation of the photograph or is it?
Very, very little, very little. This is kind, to just clarify what I said a second ago, digital cameras for me personally, I've been a photographer my entire life, are capture devices, and they can go everywhere from all the crazy wild stuff you can do with Photoshop down to being a photograph, a straight photograph. But even at the lower end where they're just the capture device, they don't quite capture reality like you may feel it. So in this case, all I did on this photo in Photoshop was open up the shadows a little bit and just enhance the clarity. So those of you who are familiar with Photoshop, there's a clarity slider, and all that does is, it's hard to even explain in words what it does, but those of you who've used it know what I mean. So I used a little bit of clarity, a little bit of opening up the shadows, and that was it. There may have been a minor amount of color change. I may have warmed it slightly because I felt it was a little cooler than what I remembered. So again, this has to do with, everything all the way up to filters. I don't disagree with filters, but so there's virtually, very, very little done with this.
Well,
Was the-
my experience with Photoshop is that any of these adjustments you make, you have to be very careful because even just a little adjustment can change the whole image. So you gotta-
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and that's, having come from the world of using film, I mean, there are ways in which to manipulate a film image also. So when you were using color film or black and white film, once you went back into the darkroom, there are ways to manipulate it. So manipulation has always been a part of photography for sure.
The tree on the right, that's very soft. It's so soft that you want to make it darker, but the whole point of it is it's drawing your interest. All that activity on the left, that little tree just sitting there holding it.
Yeah, it pulls you in. I mean, you're looking at that, not the other stuff.
Well, and of course, that one was much further back, so the atmosphere was denser between me and the tree.
Really
So,
works.
thank you.
was
And
the
the other-
cla- oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead, Andy.
Was the clarity, or I forget what the adjustment was called that you mentioned.
Clarity.
Was that applied to the center tree or the grass in front? Maybe both?
It was applied uniformly
Oh, wow.
on the entire image. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
Isn't that-
great about this is the variety, is the mist is lighter in some places and heavier in others, depending on the distance. And it's just really
Well,
neat to see.
I'll open it up a little bit so you can see.
Now,
So-
that's not a bird up there, is it? There's some. unless it's-
That, you know what, something I don't know what, I think I may have.
I think you just made that
accidentally-
mark.
I
Yeah.
did. I accidentally made a
That wasn't
mark.
there a minute ago.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Ah,
There we go. I accidentally, I had one of the, we're in Photoshop right now. So let me just show everybody real quickly. This will take a second. If I go into filters, one of the filters is camera raw, which is what, when you bring a raw file in from your camera, this is the tool you use. Well, in your basic controls is clarity right here.
mhm.
So here, I'll bring this up and show you what clarity does. It's very subtle. It can darken it, but it also, kind of, it doesn't sharpen it, but it just,
It looks
Jane-
like sharp stuff.
go ahead,
Very nice.
thanks. So that's that. And so let me get out of, how the hell do I do it? I forget
It's a
already.
good shot, Ken. Very
Thank
dreamy.
you, thank you, thank you,
What's
And then-
that early for?
thank you. All right, I'm trying to get out of here, my gosh, why don't I forget? All right, well, we'll get rid of that. And no, we won't get rid of that. I'm having trouble getting, there we go.
Yeah.
Why am I having trouble getting out of this?
Oh, it's because you're in raw.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second shot from the same day was this one,
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice. Look at the bird.
these vultures and the moss growing down on the trees. And again, in this one, just a little bit of tweaking with the clarity slider. Probably opened up the shadows a little bit with it, but that's about it.
Nice.
I think that's beautiful. And it's amazing you could get a shot like that.
Thank you, thank you. It's such a, this part, obviously, every place we all go, we have our loves, and I mean, I found things down there that are only there. I mean, I'm sure in other parts of the world you can find similar things, but when I discovered stuff like this, I was like, oh my God, this is remarkable. So, there it is.
Very good.
nice, Ken.
Thank you. Thank
Really
you.
good. Really good.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it inspires me. I want to get up early in the fog here and take some foggy photos.
Oh, it's a great time to shoot.
I'm
no
going
question.
to try because come fall, we get the fog.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, both of those, Ken, are uniquely Florida.
Oh, yes.
Neela, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Today I am showing some postcards.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
So there's a few of us and we get together and send these through the mail.
Oh, I love, yeah.
They're fast. You can do them in an hour or two and ship them out. They're
That's,
Very
just a
nice.
lot of fun.
oh, beautiful.
the hand,
Looks very playful.
very
It is.
nice. I
Yeah.
like the colors too.
I also love the use of the line as a background and then everything kind of exploding out of it, out of your defined line there. Very nice.
Thank you.
Well, let's put it this way, Neela, you can do that in an hour because you can conceive it.
Mhm.
For me, it would be very tough. I couldn't really conceive it.
Well, each of us has different shapes and symbols that we use a lot in our work. You might pick flowers that you keep seeing in your neighbor's garden, and you just kind of throw them down and play with it and see what happens. That's what I find the hardest, is getting started.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't even know where it's going to wind up.
This
Oh, I
this
bet.
remind this reminds this it's a coin of a ridiculous phrase, but it's like a visual poem.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah,
I
think
keep thinking of the face that I have at the top is the man in the moon.
yes, looking down on the ocean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, yeah. Very nice.
When you make
Beautiful.
cards like this, I mean, presumably you have a pile of things that you're drawing from, like
Right.
stacks of paper and things. Do you have any preferences as to what's in that pile?
I use the colorful cardstock because it's inexpensive. And then I stop at the library when they have lots of magazines that they're putting out for 10 cents, a copy.
Yes.
Because I don't keep them around. So as soon as I need something, I don't have it. And the hand came from one of the little long rectangular announcements that the library put out. So I got 3 or 4 of them, and I thought, oh, the colors are right. I don't know what I'll use it for, but
I love the sailboats on this one. They're great.
isn't that fun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. To think you could come up with, this is where the poetry comes in mind for me. There's such a subtle touch in a triangle and a sort of rough hewn rectangle, yet you put them together and it says sailboat. It's
Yes,
fabulous.
that's very
Fab-
clever.
Very
Very
good.
clever, Neela. Clever Ken to notice too.
Yeah.
I just think the whole thing is amazing. Just your imagination, just your colors, this would be totally not something I could do.
Well, you have to try it.
Yeah.
I love
Remind you, Kim, comparison is the enemy of joy.
That's right.
that
That
is great.
explains everything.
Yeah. Because each of us would do it so differently.
Right.
And
right.
that's the fun part about sending out these postcards.
How large?
That-
are these?
You don't know what you're going to get in return.
How large are these?
5 by 7.
Love them.
Yeah.
Really, really love them. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're fun. And I guess is that the Chester County Library where you go rifle through the magazines?
Yeah. Yeah. It's very close to where I am. So,
Quite remarkable.
in
Love
fact, I'm going to put up my books there in a couple weeks. So just trying to decide what to put up.
Mm.
But it's fun because not all the libraries do it.
Right.
And it's a good way to get a different kind of audience to look at whatever we're working on.
When you keep saying we're, this is a group of friends or a group or of what kind?
Yeah. There's about 5 of us that are artists in this little neighborhood, Montgomery County and Chester County.
Oh, nice.
And
Very
so
nice.
we send things back and forth. And
I
we
love
have been since we got shut down last year.
What a great thing
Yeah.
to have come up with. Fabulous.
So it keeps us sane.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
okay.
busy life, Neela, between the carnivals and the postcards. That would be
Okay.
it.
I'm trying to stay out of a lot of trouble.
Yeah, well, it
Mhm.
keeps you busy anyway, keeps you off the streets, as they say.
That's right. That's right.
Well, this is also where art can save your life, so to speak.
Especially in the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, thank you,
Sure.
Nina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have such a variety of
Oh,
stuff.
God.
Talent, doesn't she? She just is
Yes.
just multi-talented.
You know, I just try not to think about it. And if
Don't.
there's something out there I want to try, you just say, okay, we'll see what happens.
Keep
Well,
doing
you're
it.
nice and relaxed about
Keep
it.
doing it. Yeah. Fabulous.
Andy, do you want to go?
Yeah, I thought I'd try something a little bit different tonight and show you what the editing process looks like real quick. I recently learned something that is saving me a lot of time, and I thought I'd share that. Let's see. Okay, boom. Can't believe it's still taking me a while to find the button. Share sound and that. Okay, this. Can you see it?
Not yet.
No,
Screen.
no.
There it
There
is.
she
There it is. Premiere.
Hmm?
Premiere. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
Premiere. Yeah.
This is Premiere Pro, and up until recently, when I was editing the footage, right, and you can see over in this menu over here is where all of the clips are from the episode. I've organized them by scenes, and what Premiere allows me to do is you group a shot from the one camera and a shot from the other camera. It matches them by sound and sticks them over here.
Wow.
So what I can do now is have a multicam shot, and I'm going to play through this, and I'm going to do a rough edit just by selecting camera to camera, and I'll fix it up later. This is just a rough thing, but it's a great way to get me started, and it saves a lot of time. So anyway, it goes like this. So this is a shooting on the day. She hasn't started yet. I've got the main camera on the table, pointed at her. Apparently I'm adjusting it a little bit. And then what happens is I go and I turn on the smaller camera for the close-ups.
Ready?
Guys going? Guys going? So then the second
First,
camera
I'm
comes on.
going to mark the sewing line here at the armhole. And as you remember, I reduced the seam allowance to 3/8 of an inch. And I've also written it here so that I know that. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from the notch right on down to the true bust point. Now this, of course, is my true bust point, not the point that's put on the pattern, because we want this pattern to fit me, not the grade rule. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line in approximately here at a slight angle. And there we go. Now the next thing I'm going to do after that is I'm going to cut these lines so that I can break this open. These are my paper shears. Be sure you use separate scissors for cutting paper, because paper will dull your shears. So I'm just going to cut that open like that. And tape this all down right so that it stays in place. Then I'm going to cut through here. And just a little bit above it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some paper underneath of this, because I'm going to have to tape this to something. So even though I've cut some of it off, okay, here we go.
Andy, are you? Yeah, I'll wait.
It's all right. That's enough. You get the idea.
I was just about to say, are you sure your mother is not a quantum physicist? Because everything she was just saying seems like she's flying in some other world. I have no idea what the hell she's doing there. But but Premiere Pro, I've worked with it. I love it.
Yeah.
So Andy, you're
It's
saying
nice.
you can show a close up and a far away at the same time? Is that the point that you were trying to make?
It's what I was doing initially. I mean, I get footage from both cameras. So I've got the one camera, which is sitting on the table pointing at her, and that doesn't move. I wish there were two of me so I could operate both, but the one's locked off, and then I'll carry the smaller one around and get the close-up shots. And what I used to do is I would take the footage from the one camera and the footage of the other camera and line them up and just sort of go through shot by shot, arranging, okay, this changes here, this changes there. But by being able to go through it all while playing, and while the thing is playing, say, okay, this camera, this camera, this camera, this camera, it just goes much, much faster. So it was just a nice sort of eureka moment. It's like, oh, that's going to save me time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well,
Ha-
I thought sure.
Having worked with that program myself, I didn't know about that particular. Now that you've shown it to me, I'm not working on anything at the moment, but I will look into that. That's really.
It's tricky. I'm kind of learning bit by bit by bit, you know, as I make mistakes and figure out how to fix them, you know, you just sort of make progress that way. And I was like, God, I can't believe I did 5 episodes not knowing I could do it like this. But, you know, that's just how it goes. Yeah.
You keep learning, that's all.
Yeah.
Andy, I'd love to chat with you about this because I have some insights that I would love to
Oh,
share
great.
information about.
Great.
Maybe we should exchange information, telephone numbers.
Yeah,
or something.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
I'm gonna
I
write.
think there's a function for that.
Oh, is there? Is there?
Around here somewhere.
There better be. Yeah.
Also, I like the sound of the scissors cutting through the paper.
Ah,
Yeah.
I know, I did too.
crunch, crunch,
actually.
crunch.
I really did. I like that too. I also liked her mint green blouse.
Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
it was very flattering.
Oh, that's great. I'll let her know. I'll tell you. Yeah, I'm always reporting to her the what's being said on these Tuesday events. Yeah.
Well, tell her mint green was very beautiful.
Oh, that's great.
It was fun to see her in those moments before you said, you know, we're roll, you know, she has such a wonderful professional presence when she's on. And there she was, like the rest of us, just waiting around for you to get your stuff ready.
I keep telling her, look, this is what all actors complain about. You're just sitting around for hours waiting to set up the lights. You know, it's the same thing. It's
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of boring stuff in movies.
yeah. Just
Andy, could
waiting.
I'm going to write down your number real quick. Can you
Oh,
give
okay.
it to, if you don't mind?
Sure. I'll put it in the. Well, here's.
Yeah, broadcast it, Andy, so we can all call you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm glad this is being recorded and posted somewhere.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Well, there's my email, so
Yeah, Andy.
we could do it separately. That's a little
Yeah.
safer.
All right. Okay. Let me
Yeah,
let me write
email.
that down.
It's in the chat.
Okay. Oh, that's right. And I'll be able to
The
see it.
chat. I have no
Okay.
trouble passing my email around.
All right. Great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I
Certainly.
would love to follow up with you on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And
all right.
that's the raw footage, by the way. I haven't done anything to it. I mean, there's
Right.
so many stages involved. There's adjusting the color and the contrast and the white balance. And then there's all the audio stuff. All the audio stuff is recorded separately through different devices. I got to line all that up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my mother says, "Oh, I
Boy,
feel so
boy,
bad. You're
boy.
doing all this work." It's like, well, you know, it's,
Hey,
it
Andy,
doesn't. Yeah,
Didn't you buy a gimbal? Did you
I
show us
did.
a gimbal
Yeah.
before?
I did, and
Did you use that a lot?
I use it sometimes for the show, for the interstitials, I guess is the right word, between scenes. And I could keep it steady, but I don't think it does very good with little things, you know, like the little things on the table. It does okay. And I thought, boy, you know, this is kind of meant for outdoor stuff, isn't it? What happens when I take it outside? So I took it outside, and I guess I kind of got the same results. I think I just need more practice with it, but it does help. So, but
Plus,
I can put a link to my gimbal experiments in the chat too, but I'll do that there.
I also wouldn't mind sharing with, I just sent an email off to the head of the photography department at Drexel. I'm basically retired and I'm getting rid of all my equipment. I have sliders and I have lighting. I have stuff that you might be interested in.
Oh,
So
wow, really?
we should talk. Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
that's
a
great.
lot of equipment and
Boy, terrific.
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's
Well, that's great news. I mean, like I buy a lot of stuff from B&H, and this stuff is pricey no matter what you do.
oh well,
So-
that's where I bought all my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, all right, well, let's be in touch.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
okay,
Yeah,
great.
thanks, Ken.
Well, thank
All
you.
right.
And,
I'll
strong.
put up a link to the gimbal thing.
Yes, great.
All right, everybody has shown except me. So I have 2 videos and myself. So I'm going to,
And I get to stay. My 8:30 thing was canceled, so
Oh,
I
great,
get to stay and watch Bob's.
great.
good.
Great.
All right.
Wow.
All those
Yeah.
the same person?
Yes, they're all Samuel the prophet.
Well, it's amazing how similar they are in different cultures then.
Well, I think
Almost the same person was seen by different groups of people.
He didn't seem too happy, Bob.
he's a
Right.
prophet. He sees the future.
Yeah, right. And we know what that's about.
Yeah. All right,
Very
here's
nice, the music. If we can comment briefly before you go ahead, I loved how you matched that music to the look, the mood, and the visual mood of those paintings or etchings or whatever. Fabulous. I like that one a lot.
okay. Here's the second video.
Wow.
Oh, who's the little girl?
Oliverine.
it's in Chinese. It's from a Chinese film or children's magazine. It's written in Chinese. I don't understand it. It's from about 1940. It may be, remember, around 1940, Japan and China were in a brutal war. So it might be military propaganda. I thought it had a little bit of, but note two things about the music. I just discovered Edward McDowell, an American composer, and I relate to him because his life story is he reached the peak of, he was a head of the music department at Columbia, and then he got in a curriculum dispute with another teacher, and he resigned in protest. And shortly after that, his life sort of fell apart. He got dementia, but it's kind of a sad story. But and he doesn't have much popularity these days. But I like him. I thought that the music for Samuel the Prophet fit real well, and the music for the little girl fit real well.
Oh, so it was, he did both of those.
He did both of those. Yeah.
Wow, wow, interesting. Huh.
Right.
God, boy, yeah, these are wild. I mean, I don't know what other
It's
words.
quite a find.
Yeah.
We get educated on a whole range of topics that we normally would never, ever have unearthed ourselves, I think.
Gulliver's Travels. Did you see that?
Yes. Yes. I wish I could read Chinese, but that must be what it is. She flies off in an airplane and crashes and captured by the Lilliputians.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had decapitated her and put her on different bodies at first.
Oh, no.
Mm,
I mean, if that's what it looked like. They were so
Yeah.
different.
Yes, it's very, I think that they painted her eyebrows, I'm sure of that, and those little curls.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to my stills now. Let me see if I can find them. All right, this is my, I redid my
Background?
background.
Bob,
No,
is this your actual house that you?
no,
recreate?
let's see, I'm messing up here.
So who is the painter who did this particular thing then, Bob?
You mean the picture of the interior?
Yes,
The background.
because maybe it could be like a
It's a
Pierre Bonnard.
photographer. It's a Polish photographer.
Oh,
All right, I'm having trouble doing this. I'm sorry. I was going to lecture everyone about be prepared before you go on.
well, that's life, Bob. That's the way it goes.
All right. All right. This is from a Portuguese movie magazine. A dancer in front of a stage, two dancers. I liked the image. And let me zoom out a little bit.
We're not seeing it, Bob.
You're not seeing it?
No, no.
No.
All right, I'm going to try it again. Don't forget, be prepared before you go on. All right, I'm going to try again. Share screen.
Yeah, we're heading in. There we go.
Okay, all right, okay,
All right, that's high resolution.
okay.
The Ted and I are both putting a lot of energy into texture these days. But anyway, these are the
Ah,
Oh, that's
dancers.
lovely.
Oh,
That's funny. I thought it was an elephant.
wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's funny. I thought it was an elephant, and you know, it
No,
still
no,
kind of
it's-
looks like an elephant. It's. Do you see the blue eye in the
Yes.
Yes.
middle of the one figure? I mean, from the rest, you can see like the ear is on the right, the leg is the trunk, and the tusk is just under. I'm sorry. It's just when it was zoomed in, I saw an elephant.
Yeah, you can't unsee it once you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes a drug will do that to you.
Ah,
Oh, you got me. Yeah.
All right, this is a combination of stuff from the 12th century. There's runes. Of course, we all know runes were what the Germanic peoples used to communicate. But in the center is a map of the world it's called a TO map. And it has Asia, it's oriented with east at the top. Asia is at the top. Africa is on the right. Europe is on the left. This is the Don River in Russia. And this is the Mediterranean.
wow.
It's a very odd,
Yes.
I mean, it is very old, primitive, map that I wish I could explain better.
I explained it well.
Yeah.
oh, I
All
like
right.
that, Bob. That's nice what you're showing us now. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Wow.
This is a Sears catalog, gifts for him.
They did it artistically like this?
No, I took the images and cut them out and pasted them together.
Yeah. I like that.
So you call up.
Yeah, it's a
It is
collage.
2 different pages.
All right.
And then my last image is this, which I just finished today.
Oh, that's
really
pretty.
nice.
Very,
This
very
is,
nice.
a bunch of patterns overlaid with one stag, Russian stag by a Russian designer whose name escapes me at the moment. But I was very proud of that. I might print this big, Ted.
Mm,
Nice. Yes, I like it. Yeah.
Color
Very
is
nice.
so
Yeah, it is very nice. Yeah.
Very nice. Wow.
Very good.
Yeah,
All
thank you,
right.
Bob.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's see, it is 8:15, a little before 9. I just have one more announcement, which is that the less is more is partially up on the website,
Okay.
except not everybody. Ted's not up, I'm not up, Janice is not up. And also there's going to be another show at which we have to get our work in by September 24th and 25th.
Mhm.
That's the small work.
Mhm.
And there's a remarkable controversy over whether it's small worlds or small works that you don't have to get involved in. But anyway, that's September 24th, 25th. Anybody else have?
I have a question about that one. Is that open to all mediums? I mean, that's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right.
It always has been.
Okay. I didn't know. Yeah. I'm
Bob, do
still
you know who did the image on the website that advertises small works? It is so clever.
Well, I think
It's,
that
it's a portion of a house, and it's like very monochrome, like it's in pinkish tones, and it really is very beautiful.
let me see if I can get that. I'll try
Just
to get
wondering who
it.
did it, because it's so good.
That might be Janice. I'm not sure.
Janice, you think did that? Wow.
Remember, always be prepared. Never plan on doing something in the share screen like I just did.
Let's see if you
all
can
right.
find it. It would be under open calls. That one, the one to the left. Pink and the house,
Yeah,
sort of
I-
clapboard house or whatever. It's
Is
just simple.
Susan-
It's simple, but it's very compelling, in my opinion.
Very nice.
Susan Fleshman and Bernie Gustafson.
Look this up. Online.
And the maximum size for the small work show, I don't see it. Oh,
Limited to 20.
limited 20 inches in any direction.
Huh. Can it be smaller?
Smaller, yeah,
Yeah, that's the maximum.
that's the maximum.
So it could be
All
20
right.
by, all right, wonderful.
Very good.
All right, any other announcements or news?
Well, Bob, I want to thank you really for bringing us all together for such a long, long period of time. But it's really been a very unique experience, so that we can thank the pandemic and Bob for this very, very unique sharing of art on a weekly basis. It really keeps me going and keeps me working at it.
I second that, yeah, second that emotion, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Bob.
thank you,
Yeah.
Bob. Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. All right.
All in favor, say yes.
Yes,
Yes.
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 Night all.